We're back. A crazy finish to a wild heat. Haleiwa, always enigma of a wave. This is the Hawaiian Pro Heat 10, round number 2. Carlos Munoz, Pedro Henrique, Michael Freestyle February, and Olamana Heliogram. Another international superheat from 4 corners of the globe.
You know, make sure these guys keep on their toes and adjust.
Paddle and surf as many waves as you can at this point. All right, here we go. To start it off, looks like blue, Olamana Heliogram. Surfer from Maui. Having a little bit of trouble kind of deciphering this wave, but a nice finish. Just when I thought he was kind of wasting an opportunity, he slams that oncoming section. So shaky start, excellent finish for Olamana Heliogram.
Yeah, Olamana, light-footed surfer, very quick. And again, smart play for him, hugging over towards the channel. But we have Pedro Henrique. Nice little left-hander here. This is one of the first lefts we've seen today, isn't it? So hopefully we won't see a whole lot more of those, because those left-handers are kind of tricky to surf.
We don't want to see lefts at Haleiwa, correct?
That's right.
That means the swell's in the wrong direction.
It's all about these right-handers. We saw Olamana get hung up for that first section, but wow, he made up for it. Beautiful little tail-free snap there to finish that wave off, but that layback drop wallet was a really nice way to kind of make a score out of something. And right when that wave was starting to get sleepy, he lit it up.
Olamana Heliogram is a guy that when the waves get scary, he is unafraid. Watch him at off the wall, backdoor pipeline, any wave of consequence. He is so fun to watch.
Did you just know that you had to get busy? Well, because I was watching Pat's heat, and that one was pretty slow, and I was like just manifesting. I was thinking, I'm going to get the set waves. But then there was no waves, and so I just think that maybe the swell's kind of fading. I mean, yesterday was awesome. It was building the whole day, and then this morning had some good ones, but I don't know. It could still be here, but I didn't really feel like getting that heat.
The homework will be stick to the inside. You know, you can always jet back deep if you need to. There was some opportunities that went missed on that heat. As we see Carlos Munoz from Costa Rica. Wow, look at that. Stylish layback snap, keeping that flow up here. Now he wants to get kind of crazy and blast the fins free. I like that tempo. I like the idea of him throwing a little more risk into that last maneuver, just because at that point he needed to throw a little bit at it to get the judges to be impressed. But unfortunately, those fins released too much, Chris.
As it stands now to get us going, already more waves ridden in the first 10 minutes of this heat than we saw in the entire last heat. Pedro Henrique, he's got the lead with a 4.67. Olamana Heliogram on the strength of a huge drop wallet section slam finds himself in second place, enough for a 3.83. Michael February, surfer from South Africa, he's got a .83 and a .30. In and around the Q West circuit for quite some time now. He is in the lead, but watch out. Michael February starts off with a nice floater to set it up through the inside, carving back into the whitewater. It's a good open face turn. So nothing crazy thus far, but a well-surfed wave for Michael February. I liked it. You know, his first 2 waves were of no consequence, just a .83 and a .30, so now he's got something on the scoreboard. 13 minutes, 27 seconds ago.
It's as if, let's see, Michael rides for Quicksilver. He may have had Jake Patterson.
I hear the same whistle.
Yeah, he may have had Jake in his corner say, hey, don't make the same mistake the boys made in the last heat. And all 4 of these competitors, you can see they are sitting in a channel right now, basically. They're hugging the shallowest part of the reef at Haleiwa, and that's where the waves are going to break the most consistent. So I like the fact that all 4 of these competitors are not going to repeat the same mistake that the boys made in the last heat, and as a result, we're seeing a lot more waves ridden.
Well, they would have gotten a front row seat to that wave-starved heat, and all of them obviously realizing, sit a little further in, a little bit closer to that channel, like you said, Ross. That's the good part about watching a lot of heats. You don't necessarily want to watch 5 heats the whole way before, because the conditions will change, but definitely the 2 heats leading up to your heat, that'll give you more than enough information to just set your game plan. And Michael February, it's working so far. His first scoring wave, a 4.93, so a great start.
Yeah, well, I mean, it really does depend on the size of the surfer, but, you know, from their little whippy, snappy shortboard all the way to a Waimea gun.
All right, well, talking about shortboards, these guys are going to be hoping for a groveler on some of these waves. The smaller waves right now have been the difference makers. With 9 minutes, 40 seconds to go, Pedro Henrique, like just an okay wave.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Just a decent wave there, but he's chipping away. And, you know, this heat, it really has a lot left to offer. And it looks like Carlos found himself a gem right here.
Ooh, I'm liking it. Good wave selection. Carlos Munoz waiting patiently and unleashes. Nice layback top turn. Aggressive second turn straight up into the lip. Carlos Munoz now making a push. His first scoring wave, just a 2.77. 9 minutes to go. I hear the whistles, Ross. That tells me something's on the horizon.
And February gladly in position.
Wow, Michael February finds himself right in the zone. Beautiful opening speed turn. Goes up late to a float. Pulls it. Extended late hit floater with a nice little airdrop finish. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Freestyle February.
The Dracula claim. What would you call that? The kind of hovering hands claim.
Kind of like I'm surprised I made that floater.
I made it. I made it. Let's clarify that claim. But that was a cool floater. You know, credit to February for surfing fast on this wave. That wave easily could have left you behind, and he fit 2 exciting maneuvers in. I know that was just a floater, but at Haleiwa, floaters have, you know, some girth to it.
A lot of speed on that whole wave too, which the judges will like. Olamana Eliogram opens it up. Little carve, set it up. Now he's starting to unleash a little bit. Going to the inside, bam. I mean, that's really Olamana's money turn. That closeout snap, throwing the fins, he puts everything into it. Such a cool looking style. Love the way Olamana surfs.
Yeah, I'm with you. Very clean. He doesn't, you know, try to overpower his board. You can see when he's surfing, his board rides high on the water, and he's really able to kind of have that precision with his carves. You know, he throws a really clean line in that spray. So, all right, now we're breaking the lid open here. This heat's starting to take shape.
We got a heat on our hands, folks. 7.5 minutes to go here in Heat 10. Round of 2, waiting for some scores to drop. But while we wait, Pedro Henrique, he is on a good-looking wave. Beautiful. Vertical backside snap, but only a 1 maneuver wave. He is engulfed by the whitewater, and right behind him, Carlos Munoz, the Costa Rican dream, winding it up off the bottom, straight up into the lip. Well-placed frontside snap, gets around the section, finishing strong. Well, maybe not finishing strong, but 2 solid turns, and loving the opening salvo from both Pedro Henrique and Carlos Munoz. Now the judges have something to work with.
They got a lot.
It is Carlos Munoz in the lead, Michael February in second place, Pedro Henrique in third, Olamana Eliogram in fourth. And here goes Carlos Munoz again, out onto the open face. Nice cutback, he seems stalling, waiting for this wave to materialize. Goes to the air. Nice fin blasting reverse. There you go. Again, the unpredictable nature of this young Costa Rican makes him one of the most exciting surfers to watch on the QS Tour.
Very cool. And again, that was a pretty small wave, but he hugged that shallow bit of the reef, so he was able to milk out a pretty solid score. And that's crazy to be able to throw that little reverse into the offshore wind. He had to really pop that tail towards the beach. Made it look really easy.
And when the wind is like this, it can kind of be tricky. That's like saying, I'm going to roll a 7. I'm rolling a 7.
Right. Smooth carved. How's that mix-up? Power carve into that little tail blast right there. That was as smooth as you can make a little reverse. So Carlos Munoz, you know, he's trying to get rid of that 5.23. He may just have done that.
I like that whole series of turns was basically all in one line.
With a 6.0.
And it comes through at a 5.13. So not quite as good as his 5.23, but don't look now. He's up again. Little stall in the takeoff. Now generating speed. Going to the air.
There's the wind.
And staying in the air.
There's that offshore wind we were talking about. It was so impressive that he made that last little reverse, because that's typical right there. The wind pushes the board off of your feet.
You wouldn't consider this air wind, would you?
Not at all. Yeah, this is the opposite. Clean offshore, but it's pretty. You know, the surface of the ocean is as clean as a whistle.
That was Carlos's brother, and then you saw Jason Shibata, and the one and only Matt Bemrose. Volcom Australia in the background, watching diligently as their young study Carlos Munoz goes to work. Nice groomed right-hander coming through. The medium-sized wave, and it's going to be Michael February utilizing priority. Strong pumps, trying to get around this section. He does, onto the open face. Nice carve to start. Now he goes into the lip. Waiting for this inside section to materialize. Does him no favors. He goes down, but he is still hanging on to second place.
I like that opening carve. Really nice whip. You know, it wasn't like that gouging classic power carve, but he threw really nice technique. Just watch how much rail is in the water. Great indication of all the speed he gathered before. Now watch that inside rail. Clean little whipping carve there. Kept the flow up, but here's where he tried to get a little fruity. Went for a reverse, but just didn't have any power in that wave to give him that extra energy he needed to get back out onto the front of the wave.
His low score, a 4.93. See what the judges deem that last wave. And up and riding now, Olamana Eliogram. You usually see him pull those maneuvers, although that one was kind of beyond the realm of pullable as he flew out into the flats. Disconnected from his board. It's going to come through at a 1. Will not help his cause. Waiting for a score from Michael February.
Scores a little more tough to come by in this heat. We saw the scale set more on the high side in the heat prior. 4.33 for that last wave of Olamana Eliogram. That was about 5, 6, 7 minutes ago. Really nice tail slide. So again, that scale set pretty tight right now.
Well, we've got about 30 seconds to go. Michael February having a look in the #1 priority spot. It's Pedro Henrique, but with a in-the-tube takeoff, Olamana Eliogram trying to get something going. He needs a 5.97, 20 seconds to go. That's going to be enough.
One of those very few times where it's good to hug the toilet bowl.
Well, thankfully for us, a lot of waves ridden that last heat. Polar opposite of the previous heat. It's going to be Carlos Munoz from Costa Rica and Michael February from South Africa advancing through.